Today I'm going to demonstrate how to embed comments directly into a PDF. This is a technique that I use for grading student papers, and it makes it easy to grade student papers and to send them back quickly to students for quick feedback. I'm going to use Adobe Acrobat in order to do this, and so I'm going to demonstrate this right now. The first thing I'm going to do is open the program Adobe Acrobat Pro. Now you'll want to note that this is not Adobe Reader, which is the free program available from Adobe, which allows someone to read PDFs. This is instead Adobe Acrobat, which allows you to create and manipulate PDFs. It is a program that you have to buy from Adobe and generally costs between $100 and $300 depending on the version that you purchase. But I've opened the program, and the first thing I'm going to do is open a file. So I come to the top and I click File, Open. And then within my file system, I locate the document that I want to manipulate. So here I have a chapter of a dissertation, which is in PDF form. So in this model, we would assume that this is a student paper that I'm going to grade. And so what I will actually do is read the paper right online, or of course I could print it out and read it and then come back and comment on it. But as I read through the paper, what I like to do is to embed comments directly into the text where the comment is relevant. And I do this using the sticky note function that is built right into Adobe Acrobat. So let's say, for example, that I'm reading through here, and here's the first page, and I come down to the second page, and I decide that there is a problem with this sentence right here. So what I will do is I will go to the top and I will go to the Comments menu right here at the top, and I will hit Add Sticky Note. So I click on Add Sticky Note. What this does is create a little box here that I can click on and hold down the mouse and drag anywhere in the text. So I'll drag it right here, which would be the place that is relevant to the comment that I'm going to make. And for each of these little blurbs here, there is a corresponding actual sticky note, which I can increase the size by clicking and dragging in the bottom right corner. Here in the note, I will type what I think is the relevant comment. So for example, I think you should insert another sentence of clarity here. And so here's the note that will be embedded into the PDF. As you can see, the note itself has a stamp of the username. This is Richard Adams, my username, so it tells you who created the note. And it also has a timestamp, so today's date and today's time for when the note was created. And if I click on this little button here, this will minimize the note and get it out of view, but you can see that the actual comment blurb remains there. And so as I work through a text, what I'll do is continue to insert these notes. So for example, perhaps right here, again, I go to the Comments menu, Add Sticky Note. This creates another blurb that I'm able to move where I would like it. Here you need another sentence. And so on. And throughout the paper, as I have comments, I will insert these. If you scroll back up, you'll see that the original note still remains right here. And so I'll generally work through a paper and embed comments as I go. Generally what I do is when I get to the very bottom of the paper, so here as I scroll to the very bottom of the paper, I'll put a summary comment, which again goes to the Comment menu and Add Sticky Note. You'll notice too here alongside Add Sticky Note is this Command 6, which means this is a keyboard shortcut which will allow me to insert comments. So instead of clicking here, I'll click back into the document, and now this time I'll hit the Command button, hold it down, and hit the number 6. And that will do the same thing, that is create another comment that I can then drag to the end. And this is where I generally will put my summary comment. So for example, this was an excellent paper. Great job. And generally I'll embed my note, my grade. So here A+, I'll put it right inside the note. So now I've got the document that was sent to me by the student with my comments in it. Now I can do two things here. First, I can hit File, Save, and that will save this document as it was given to me with the comments embedded in it. But what I like to do is save it as a new document just so that the original without the comments does exist. So I'll click File, Save As, And then wherever on my file system I need to put it, I'll put, paper with comments. Now, at this point, I have completed grading my paper and embedded the comments into the paper. One problem that I often run into, though, is if I just send this document to the student will have a difficult time seeing my comments. If he or she opens the PDF on his or her computer, they will likewise see this blurb, which they can then click on, and they will see the comment. However, if they go to print the document, the printed out version will not have the comments on it. So there's an easy way to avoid this, and what I typically do is when I want to send a document back to a student, I will create a comments summary. And the way that I do that is I, again, in this same document, go up to the comments menu, and I come down here to summarize comments. Now you could do print with comment summary, but I like to do summarize comments first. So I'm going to click on that, and that's going to bring up this dialog box, which gives me a couple of options. Now you can see here on the image that is going to help you see what the options are. So the first is document and comments with connector lines on separate pages. What this does is creates a new document with the page of text here on the left, and then a second page that has the comments with lines drawn to correspond the comment to the place in the text. The second option is to do the same thing, but to shrink everything onto an individual page, so that the final document will have the same 41 pages that this document has, but the page of text will be half the page, and the comments will be the other half. The next option is just to pre-create the comments, as you can see here. And then the final option, which I like to do, is the document and comments with sequence numbers. So what this does is it prints a page of text with numbers where the comments are, and then a corresponding page with the comments. So I'm going to do that. So I select this final option, and I click Create PDF Comment Summary. This will take a second as it's creating a new document with the text of the paper on one side and the comments on another side. So we'll give this just a second, and we'll create a new PDF. And so here you can see what it's done. The first page here is the text without comments in it, and the right side will have the actual comments. So the first page has no comments. The second page you can see here, the blurb for the comment, and then a number. And the corresponding number here has the actual timestamp and the name of the user as well as the comment. And again, if I scroll to that very bottom comment that I inserted, we can see it right here, comment number 1, and the appropriate comment. So this is the format that I like to send back to a student because it's easy for them to see the comments as well as seeing the clean text. So what I'll do now is click File, Save As. And I'll save this, again, wherever in my file system that I want, and I'll, paper with summary comments. Generally I like to put at the end of the name of the student whose paper it is, or something like that. So I click Save, and that's creating a PDF that has those actual comments. Now it's important to recognize that I'm using Adobe Acrobat, which is a piece of software which costs quite a bit of money and which most students don't have on their computer. So what I want to do now is show you what the student will see on his or her end when using the free piece of software, Adobe Acrobat Reader. So I'm going to quit out of Acrobat. And now I'm going to open the Adobe Acrobat Reader. So here I come to Applications and Adobe Reader. This is a free piece of software that comes installed on a lot of computers, but is also freely available to download from the Adobe site. So I'll close this. So this is, for example, what a student would see if he or she were reading the paper that I had sent him or her. So they would go File, Open, and they would open this document that I just created, Paper with Summary Comments, Atoms. So here you can see exactly what a student would see. The paper with the corresponding page of comments. Now it's important to note that this is Adobe Reader, so the student does not have the ability to make any changes. So when he or she clicks here, nothing happens. All the student sees is the blurb here within the text, and then the corresponding comment over here on the side. And again, if I go down to that very last comment, if I scroll down to the bottom, I see the blurb at the end of the document, and here the actual comment with my name and my timestamp. So I find this to be a very helpful way of quickly responding to students and putting your comments within the context of the paper. I hope you find this helpful. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you.